Great news if you're an Ubisoft developer, because now you're going to be rewarded with some NFTs of your very own. Exciting!
Fantastic. Excellent.
Great! Yes, so Ubisoft have had yet another misadventure in the realm of NFTs. So obviously the December launch of Quartz was just a big old shit show. Developers even inside Ubisoft aren't really liking this. And it's basically the kind of situation where the devs are just trying to make a game, and then their innovation lab is trying to work out all these crazy ways of just making some more money from the games. Hence the NFTs. Devs aren't sold on it. They're not happy. The people playing the games aren't happy, and it's been a big shit show. And I feel like this kind of doubles down to their stance in a way that will make the devs even less happy.
Yeah, I mean, it's sheer disrespectful, I think. It's just the case of, hang on. Our developers aren't super into NFTs. How can we solve this? What if we give them some? Then, obviously, they'll have skin in the game.
Yeah.
Brilliant idea. And I don't know how to say this without being too rude, but Jesus Christ, Ubisoft. That's so transparent.
Yeah, so they're ignoring the complaints, going in a bit harder. They've said in interviews, that people will come around to the idea. We covered that in a video pretty recently. Certainly an interview that just rubbed people the wrong way.
Oh yeah, straight up, you're too stupid to understand NFTs.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Brutal.
So, yeah, right. Now, of course, there was the initial, environmental impact concerns that were countered by Ubi's, countering of that.
Yep.
Now, there's a little bit more to that where, they're pledged to use the Tezos chain, which is a proof-of-stake chain, not a proof-of-work chain, but their NFT partner, Frontier, has just went ahead and started selling tokens on Ethereum.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing there is that basically getting the Ethereum chain to be very energy efficient, that's sort of a solved problem. It's just not implemented yet. So sort of thing where until that's implemented, there is still a humongous issue there.
Yeah.
So that sucks. And definitely goes against what Ubisoft were saying. Now, this is Frontier stuff. Ubi is obviously not doing this on Ethereum, but it's just that Ubi's trading off that name, and the people that they're facilitating it all with are also doing the thing that people don't like, that Ubisoft themselves have said that they are against. Yep. So it's just basically a bad look.
Yeah, they're very, they're proving their very strong principled stance.
Yes.
Against the environmental impact by being in bed with people who don't care.
Yeah, but it's okay because they had a staff workshop to
solved.
Fine.
Hello, staff. Here's why this isn't a problem. We promise.
So you solve everything in business. You just hold a workshop. Easy. Right, now, so for this, the staff workshop, and of course the incredible gifts were doled out to the very thankful and appreciative staff. Right, if the main takeaway from their player reaction is, hey, you just don't get it, then sort of for the staff as well, that's the same line. I think the people in the Innovation Lab are kind of looking at the customers thinking, oh, you don't get it, and then looking at the devs thinking, oh, you don't get it, you're just listening to the gamers. I think that's basically how it's going to feel, just given how they are going, going so heavy into this stuff.
Yep.
Now, of course, the main staff concerns were revolving around just the Quartz platform, the issue of actually integrating the NFTs into the games.
Yep.
All of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's a thing where, it's like, okay, let's say these are good. Let's say these are okay. Let's say there's no problem with security. There's no problems with environmental thing. We have no way to put these into the game that's interesting. That's just the point.
Yeah.
This doesn't provide any value. This is just, why are we doing this?
Yeah. And the weird thing is, so a lot of the talk here is, players will own their items. They can trade their items. This will really level up your, the importance of the time that you spend in these games. That's what the SVP, Strategic Innovations Lab VP was talking about.
Yes.
But Quartz is actually not set up to be able to do that. Yeah, and during the meeting, the VP of the Innovations Lab did admit that the interoperability question is still being worked on. And according to one Ubisoft developer, they said, it's 3 to 4 years of work for a fucking auction house. That's what one current developer said to Kotaku. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, we've been able to, trade hats in Team Fortress 2 for a very long time now.
Yeah.
So great. I mean, for the actual customer experience... It's just not there. There is scarcity in those hats. Now, sure, it's not, perfect cryptographically validated, whatever, scarcity in the hats. But assuming there's no duping or something like that, that I guess is the thing that's not really going to happen on the blockchain, but could be happening in the game. Or, as long as Valve, don't allow for that to happen, then there's still hats that sell for a bunch of money on Steam.
There you go.
Yeah.
What are these NFTs for?
Almost as if the way that Blizzard tried to make... I mean, Blizzard had all of this talk about, with the Diablo 3 auction house, that they were just trying to facilitate the sort of thing that was happening on eBay anyway, and they wanted people to be safe. But we all know, in the same way that, we all know that the paid character services in MMOs cost nothing, but are, nothing to do, but are extremely, great for revenue. It's just the same shit here. It's just the Diablo auction house again.
Yeah, they don't.
Just there's not power tied to it.
Yeah,
maybe one of the differences. Diablo 3 was pay to win.
Oh yeah,
so
massively. Yeah. I believe they had some limitations on that, so it wasn't raw pay to win, but at the same time it was brutally pay to win. And they're like, but you can just do it on eBay, so why not do it in our game? Like, well,
where we can make money.
Yeah, where you can just skim off the top and take eBay's cut instead of your own. And you're like, man, it's so utterly transparent that you're doing this for money. You don't care about the player. And this is another one. But, even then, they probably cared a little bit about their developer, whereas Ubisoft just treat them as... Like, imagine being a developer and being treated like a player. God, it'd be awful.
Yeah, well, hey, they turn up to work, and in addition to their compensation, they're also getting an NFT. So, yes, Ubisoft have prepared special NFTs for their staff. They're NFT cosmetics for the Ghost Recon Breakpoint development team. Of course, a lot of that development team do not want any of this to be anywhere near their game. Yep. So a bunch of them are almost certainly kind of pissed. Now, supposedly, Ubisoft intended these as a bit of a reward for the staff, but basically that's weird because think about how that game is fucked over, almost certainly because of Ubisoft's top level decrees, and how that fucked over game that then they had to put a bunch of work in to fix. And the developers probably knew that it was all screwed well in advance. Now they're being thanked for that by having the NFTs shoved into their game, which is a bunch of work they probably don't want to do. And then also they're being given these NFTs seemingly, with the expectation that they think it's a cool gift.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like, imagine... This
is all mad.
Yeah, imagine you're working at Blizzard for 10 years, and instead of them bringing you out the sword, or the tankard, or, the helmet, or whatever those little Blizzard gifts are, they just say, we've added a store mount to your account in World of Warcraft. Just like, what do you mean? This is fine for people who are on the other side of the curtain, but I'm behind the curtain with you. I know what's happening back here, and it's all a mess. Why are you trying to hand me something you've picked up off the fucking floor for free? What are you doing? I was like, hey, it's a special 20th anniversary cap.
Wow.
You can put that on, and then whenever you play Ghost Recon Breakpoint with any of our adoring fans, those adoring fans will then proceed to bully you because they know you're a developer, and obviously it's not your fault. Oh my god, it's so ass backwards.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Now, also in the industry, Itch, and it's not like Itch are the most major player. They're like just more the space for indie games. Yeah. But they're coming in, having some fun with it, basically just doing a big fuck you. So here's Itch's statement. It is, if you have asked us about our stance on NFTs, NFTs are a scam if you think they are legitimately useful for anything other than the exploitation of creators, financial scams, and destruction of the planet, then we ask you please reevaluate your life choices. Peace. Given who their audience is, I understand that statement.
Yep.
It is certainly not a informationally complete and balanced statement. They absolutely did not intend it to be that.
It's an experiential statement for the indie gaming realm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Look, I'm sure there's uses for this technology that don't involve all of the shitty things that are happening right now.
Yep.
So I guess there's always that contrarian inside you that wants to not throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it does seem like right now it's over. I mean, stuff like, what do you call them, Pixelmon? See the Pixelmon thing, and that looks like a fucking scam. I mean, so much of this stuff just transparently looks like a scam, or it just looks like a way to have, the Ape Yacht Club?
Ape Yacht Club, yeah.
Freaking Nerd City's even doing one. It's pretty much modeled after that, which, being on YouTube, that's brave. But those kind of just look like a thing where it's, okay, create a club, have all of these non-specific rewards that your limited amount of members will get, and then make bank.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
it's
like.
a pyramid scheme, basically. Not purely, but close enough, yeah. It's just that, like.
Not good. Not good. I suppose it maybe is indicative of today's culture that, you know, the new technology just quite overtly gets used, like almost instantly, for pyramid schemes and all the bullshit. Yeah. I wonder if there are people who are in that space who are very, you know, maybe they were like the idealists, who are now seeing what's happened when the people who have crypto specialists in their Twitter bio just come in and try to flip some cash out of it. I wonder, actually, you know what, if you're there more ground level, if you are one of those, like, maybe crypto, you know, idealists, you sort of see the big decentralized future, or maybe, you know, you think the same, but for NFTs, and you're maybe looking at all this stuff and thinking, oh no, we're never going to get the cool thing because all the charlatans have got their hands on it. Yeah. What do you actually think? I would love to know. But to continue with Itch, though, they say, also, fuck any company that says they support creators and also endorses NFTs in any way. They only care about their own profit and the opportunity for wealth above anyone else, especially given how, now how easily available discourse concerning the problems of NFT is. How can you be so dense? I suppose, look, what happens once, you know, the environmental concerns go away, because either it's proof of stake chain that's very, you know, energy efficient, or those like Ethereum problems are solved. Like, I wonder what happens when that goes away. Some people start to present actual uses for this. Now, I will say I struggle to find, you know, when I try to sit down and think about it, I do struggle to find, like, oh, this is a great use for this technology. Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of talk that, like, in Silicon Valley, a lot of the best and brightest are going into, you know, as they're calling it, Web3. Yeah. Now, of course, you've got like Jack Dorsey, the ex-CEO of Twitter, who, like, you know, in Square, which he's also CEO of, they are invested in crypto. But like you see his whole Web3 thing, basically saying, Web3, right, you think it's this great, big, fantastic, decentralized future. Guess what? The VCs already own it. Yeah. And so he had this big tweet storm that was very critical of the way that's all going.
Yeah, you can't have decentralization, really. Like, you sort of can, but someone has to, to keep the lights on.
It's like, oh, you break up Standard Oil, then all the people who made money off Standard Oil just gobble stuff up and consolidate again. Yeah. I wonder if just that sort of pattern will happen where, oh, look at this great new decentralized tech, and the people who already have lots of money can just come in and maximally exploit it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of my thing, where I immediately discard any positivity behind any form of this technology, because I'm just tired, and I'm like, no one's going to use this properly, or, you know, the vast majority of it's going to be used horribly. It's just going to be people getting scammed out of money, and everyone will think it's a great thing until, you know, the quiet people who are at the bottom lose all their money. Like, shit, all you're doing is using weird social techniques and a bunch of technological concepts to redistribute wealth completely arbitrarily, effectively, based on a bunch of investment stuff. And I mean, that comes to me across as like something I think is most famously it's attributed to George Carlin saying that inside every cynical person is a disappointed idealist. Yeah. And I think that's that, where if I was younger, I'm like, oh, there's probably really loads of cool stuff you can do with this. Maybe the concept is important, but it's like, fuck it.
That's essentially, that's essentially it, isn't it?
Yeah, just because everyone's going to be Ubisoft. Everyone's going to be Ubisoft. Not enough people are going to be like Itch. Everybody's like, you know, the Team 17 thing, EA talking about it, Square Enix talking about it in a way that's so cynical, play to earn. You're like, fuck off. Just go away.
That's where we're left, isn't it?
Yeah. It's that we can't have nice things, realistically. That's what it feels like.
It does feel. It feels like that, and it doesn't feel like that for an absurd reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Pixelmon thing, again, it just blows my mind, because, you know, the Pixelmon, like, those NFTs, you don't even know what's in them yet. And people, like, the amount of money that's went into this is, like, so many. It's, like, you know, many tens of millions.
Yeah.
And, you know, they released this, like, little gameplay demo thing. And it's, like, that's just, like, an environment of the Voxley art style.
Perfect.
You know, you could turn that from a few asset packs into that demo. That could be done by a experienced Unity developer in a few days.
Yeah, if not an afternoon, like...
And I mean, you know, and maybe there's maybe it's a real project and there's other tech they're working on, but at least from where I'm sitting, it looks extremely friggin' suspicious.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm not really sure what the nice things could have been. but it does seem like we're not going to get them.
Yeah, we're not. It's not even going to survive that long as a concept. Where people go, no, we don't trust this stuff to be nice anymore. Get rid of it.
So Ubi Quartz is just some embarrassing stuff, really, and that's that. Come on, Ubisoft, you're so embarrassing. You've managed to be so embarrassing for so long. What are you doing?
Imagine. I feel so bad for those devs in that Breakpoint time. Like, it must have been just so disrespectful to hear that. Yeah. Honestly,
it must be. So, look, that's it from us. There's not too much else to say about this one other than, here we go again. And with that, here we go again. See you later.